Hey everyone, Coach Michelle here. So I want to talk to you about hidden sugars. Now we already know, I talked to you about how much sugar is in what you're drinking. Now what about other foods? And I'm not talking about natural sugars, that's like in like fruits or vegetables or things like that have natural sugars. I'm talking about foods that has sugar added to the label. And there are so many different names. I read one place there are 200 different types of sugars that are used during processing. But, I came across like 61 different names. Now, some of them are obvious, but there are others that they throw in there that you would not look at and think it's sugar. For example, dextrin, maltose, that's not something people like associate with, sugar. And, even though some of those 61 names, some of them are healthier alternatives of sugars, it's still added sugar that you are not controlling that's going into the food. When you're adding in like honey or maple syrup or things like that, when you add it to something, you have control over it. So you know what's going in there. If you buy, foods that it's already in there, you may be just looking at the label like, oh, it's got honey, it's good. But if you're not looking at the amount they add, it may be more than you need. So let me show you some examples. And there is sugar in everything. And like I mentioned, in my last video, hot dogs. We all buy hot dogs from time to time, unless you are strict on clean eating and things like that. There's corn syrup in hot dogs. Take, for example, this bag of, buttery home-style mashed potatoes. There's corn syrup in it. Why do you need corn syrup in mashed potatoes? If you made it homemade, you wouldn't add sugar to it. Even though this ketchup says no high fructose corn syrup, which somebody would be like, oh, okay, that's good to get. If you look at the back, it has added sugar. Salad dressings. Some people, may just look at the front and say light, it's light. So, okay, it must be healthier. The very first ingredient, and by the way, this has been sitting in my fridge forever, I just need to throw it out, is high fructose corn syrup. And then further down, there's sugar and there's honey. Now, I could understand honey because it's honey mustard, but come on, why are you going to add, check this out, high fructose corn syrup, sugar, honey, maltodextrin, which is another name of sugar. Let's see, is there anything else? So they added like 4 different sugars to this. Come on, why? And it's not even sweet. Ranch dressing is another one. Third ingredient, sugar. Is it sweet? No. Different mayonnaise. Even though this is a healthier mayonnaise I use, it has like sugar. Now, even though it does not say sugar right here, there is sugar down here. So you have to look at both places. Breads. Guys, breads have sugar. And a lot of breads nowadays say no high fructose corn syrup on the front. That still does not mean there's no added sugar. So, guys, check labels. Learn the different names, especially if you're trying to eat clean or eat healthier. There is so much hidden stuff in foods, and they do that for a reason, because they don't want you to not buy it. Of course, sugar or, even high fructose corn syrup, things like that is obvious. But, like seriously, when they start adding like 4, 5, 6 different kinds of sugars under different names, there's a problem there. So that's my tip for you today. Read labels, learn the different sugar names, and be vigilant about, what you are buying if you're trying to eat clean. And y'all have a great evening.